Hey everybody, thanks for joining in our weekly webcast. Let's call it a podcast. Somebody corrected me. This is apparently a webcast. So name is Dustin Puryear. This is my weekly office hours for Autotask. This is where you can email me questions or you can ask me questions live. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to go through our agenda for today. So again, Dustin Puryear, founder, GiantRocketship, where we turbocharge your MSP by automating help desk and auto tasks. So what I wanted to do today, I have like a miscellaneous grab bag of questions that have been sent to me. And so what I'd like to do today is kind of go over some things that people don't seem to know is an auto task. So I'm gonna do like a top 5 underutilized or unknown features or options in Autotask. And I'm just gonna briefly go through each one. And again, this is addressing some miscellaneous questions that I get via email. And so let's go through the top 5 things that I have found people don't know exist, or they don't use them because they don't understand how helpful they can be. So let's take a look real quick. Oh, and quick side note, I always try to start off with 2 minutes about recent updates for anybody that's a customer of Rocketship. We do have some changes here. Again, you can always see changes by clicking this little puppy. And so 2 big changes are that when you are building out your escalation and scheduling rules in Rocketship, you can now support multiple ticket criteria for the matching for each escalation rule instead of one escalation rule for each matching criteria. This lets you really scale those escalation rules much better. So instead of having 20 rules, you may have 4. The other thing is we now support a ton more criteria. For example, we support co-managed tickets now. We support change management tickets, and we can even route things based on the API user. For example, if you want to route tickets, not just create for your NOC team, but create for your NOC team from Backup Radar or Lifecycle Insights, we can route at that granular of a level now. And so it's very powerful. So just heads up, some updates. So let's go through this. Super underutilized is the bookmarks. Whenever I'm screen sharing with a customer or just somebody that I volunteered to kind of help them with some Autotask issues, man, I see people using this thing all the time, and they'll keep going through this motion over and over and over again. Really recommend everybody get comfortable with the bookmarks feature. And so number 1 underutilized feature is bookmarks. And what's really powerful, let's see, about bookmarks. I'm on the right screen? Yes. Is not only can you do it on search pages, but you can do it at the entity level or the base, let's just call it the database level. So look, I can do this. Where this is nice is if you're working on a project or you're in CRM, this is going to make it much easier to get there. And much easier and faster. So if I go here, notice it instantly shows up in the bookmarks feature. And I see people constantly clicking through the same thing. It's really powerful, particularly if you do billing. So let's go through a couple that you want to do on a regular basis. You go to contracts, and then let's see, you want to do approve and post. If you're in billing, this should be bookmarked, right? So if I'm going to do billing, I go here. And also a lot of features that people forget where they are. For example, in my MSP, we were using the per contact charges. And so you would want to use some of these other features and bookmark them. So really recommend you get comfortable with that. So number 1 feature, unused, is the bookmarks. Number 2, history. So when we're working with customers, a lot of times I'll see them open up a ticket, create it, maybe accidentally close it, or it's in a different window, they can't find it. And they'll spend a minute and a half just searching for that ticket, going to ticket search. And man, maybe 1 out of 10 people I see go hover over here. And I know a lot of people are aware of this, but you would be surprised a high percentage of people do not use this feature. It's your history. What's nice is it's not just tickets, it's accounts, profiles, whatever. And so very nice history. The third feature I find that people do not use that, and they should be, are speed codes or Autotask call them forms. I think most people call them a speed code. Now, what I do see a lot is that people create some very basic ones for tickets. That's nice, right? So you can go here, create a ticket, and you can use your speed code. And this is really good. We use it all the time for testing to create tickets for when we're doing QA on Rocketship. But you can do this at a very granular level for all of the time entries. I don't know that I would really do it for recurring ticket, but for example, ticket time entry. And this is where, by the way, ticket categories are super helpful here. But when we create this, let's go ahead and create this. This is on its own site billable, right? Now, the speed code, I find it's very short. It's a little annoying. So you want to come up with a little a trick for it. So what I like to do is, because you can't, even if it's in a different entity, you cannot have like note. If you have this and then you try to create a speed code for a project task note, then you have to say like this. And so what I like to do is call this like a CTE, ticket time entry. And maybe for task, you have to choose a different one. But maybe you call that one like a task time entry or something, or project time entry rather. Ticket time entry in this one, and then on site. And let's just do it like this, on site. Let's see how it can be in there. There we go. And we're going to publish it to everybody. The benefit here is you can control the work type, which is the big one. And so let's say this is on site billable. Now it's a lot less risky for your billings when the technicians are creating these. These are my allergies. Do this, and again, a not used as often as you would think feature. Two other items I want to address real quick, and I'm going to drag them with here. Is I don't think 99% of people use the forms that come with Autotask, but if you want to go somewhere where you'll see Autotask employees responding, you should go to their forums. So let's see here. We can go to community, and then that's right here. And so we're going to pick here we go. PSA. So again, if you want to see an Autotask employee respond, like for example, you typically will see their community manager respond within a few days here. Then you want to go into the data community. And again, actually, I said that some features 1 in 10, man, I would say 1 in 100 people are actually using the PSA form hosted by Datto. And I think that's to your detriment because, again, this is where you can get feedback from Autotask employees on questions that you may have. The next thing is, and this is number 5, is creating your ideas inside of their idea voting platform. And so if you want to see changes here, or you want to see if the change that you want has already been submitted, then you're going to want to go vote on it. And so if you track what Autotask does in terms of their releases, there's 2 types of changes they make. One is they tend to make strategic changes that have nothing to do with how many votes it gets. For example, if they're going to support a new platform integration or a new way of doing ticket flow, that's just part of their annual strategy. And so they're going to roll that out. But the other 50% of changes I find are driven by this ideas board. And so here's an example. This will get a lot more traction from them than this puppy right here. And so I highly recommend that you take a look at this, the community forum and the ideas page. This gets you feedback from Autotask, whereas this will let you give feedback in terms of where the products go. So let me see if I have any questions to that. Nope. All right. So again, today I wanted to keep this very focused on the top 5 underutilized features or options in Autotask. And so I just went through those: bookmarks, history, speed codes, the community forum, and then the ideas page. And so I hope you take a look at that. Again, Dustin Puryear, founder of GiantRocketship. Have a good one.